Hello everyone! This video will explain how to effectively go through problems in Math 141 or Calculus 2. So this first problem says, consider the curve expressed in polar coordinates. R equals e to the theta, and theta is between 0 and pi. The first thing you should do in a problem is write everything you know from the problem statement. So any specific values, variables, or equations should really go in here that are laid out in the problem description. Those should all be written here. So for this problem, you would write R equals e to the theta, for theta is between 0 and pi. All right, so the next step is to write everything that the problem description asks for you to solve. For this problem, part A asks for the area A bounded by this curve, and part B asks for the length L of this curve when theta is between 0 and pi. So next is writing your assumptions. This could be a specific type of equation that the problem asks for you to use within the problem to get the answer, or it could be something that the problem mentions that you should ignore or pay attention to. This step is really helpful to make sure you take all of these into account while completing the problem. So this problem wants to make sure you know how it should be solved, and it says that with polar coordinates. So for your assumptions, write that you're doing this in polar coordinates. The next step is to solve the problem. So once you solve the problem and you have your answer, make sure you format it in the way it asks for. So you can write A equals, for part A, you would write A equals whatever your answer is, and for part B, you would write whatever your answer is for L. And so you can make sure the person grading can find your answer, put it in a box. Then you're done. So here's a second example. So this problem says, let f of x equal 1 over square root of 4 minus x, for 0 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 1, and let R be the bounded region between the graph of f and the x-axis. Find the volume V of the solid obtained by revolving R about the x-axis. So first, again, you're going to write all of your knowns. For this problem, you know that f of x equals the square root of 4 minus x, equals 1 over the square root of 4 minus x. There we go. When x is between 0 and 1. And so you also know that R is the bounded region between your graph of x, or graph of f, and the x-axis. All right, so once you've done this, now you can move on to what you want to find for the problem. For this, you want to find the volume V of the solid that's made by revolving R around the x-axis. So you can write the volume of R revolved around x-axis. Then you want to do your assumptions. However, this problem doesn't really have any that are specified, so you can skip that. Now you can solve the problem. Once you've solved everything, then you can write your answer. And this problem does not specifically ask for units, but you should always figure out if a problem does ask for units or not, because you could lose points if you neglect to write units that the problem may ask for. So, once you get your answer, box it so they can easily find it when they're grading it, and you're done.